revolution won't be televised, but diabetes here to open up your eyes. The revolution won't be televised, but diabetes here to open up your eyes. The revolution won't be televised, but diabetes here to open up your eyes. Revolutionary, Davi, that revolutionary, Davi, that revolutionary, Davi, that revolutionary, Davi. Welcome back to the revolution of knowledge, the balance of Yah's law. This next topic, we'll be talking about the mystery of Yah. Oh yeah. Now teaching Yah's law is proof of belief. Faith is of the heart out of sight to man and woman. Obedience is of the conduct and may be observed through action. And it is the conviction and understanding of the truth of Yah that results in the faith. Yeah. When a man or woman obeys Yah, they give the only possible indication that is in his or her heart. They believe Yah. Oh yeah. Because they are convinced from understanding that the thing is true and no longer a mystery, implying knowledge of hell. You see, this scriptural significance is truth exposed and taught to understand the mystery of the heritage of Israel, which was deliberately hid for many ages and generations from its rightful inheritors. Nevertheless, now it has been revealed for your understanding, not just for the secret societies, but for the common people, so they too can become possessors of the unrevealed knowledge of Yah. This knowledge of Yah was selectively revealed and obtained from the Hebrew text only from the God of Israel, who has guided me by way of his Holy Spirit to unlock the hidden truth of Yah's law at this appointed time. Now we're going to talk a little bit about cults. The meaning of cult represents a formal religious veneration or worship, practicing, meaning to respect or have awe inspired by dignity, wisdom, dedication, or talent of person, or religion that can be regarded as unorthodox, whether mainstream or not. If based on opinion or philosophy like Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, etc. It's a long list of them. They all represent paganism because they exist outside of the heritage of Israel. If you're a true Hebrew follower of Yah, God of Israel, you see, orthodoxy in this context is based on the established doctrine of Yah, God of Israel, referring to the Hebrew text only. However, cult also represents a system of religion regarded as beliefs and ritual, also its body of adherents or members. able or tending to adhere and to give support or maintain loyalty. You understand? But the origin of the children of Israel's heritage started as an orthodox or standard law established by Yah, the God of Israel, well instituted by the supreme being of the universe. Oh yeah, to a special group of people, the Hebrew Israelites. Some may say as a cult, as did all man-made religions, originated from through the history of all mankind. All started out as a group of a gathering of people claiming divine status and mainstream like Christianity, Judaism, Islam, etc. The list goes on. Nevertheless, some don't survive the mainstream status. Let me say that one more time. The mainstream status, which can be considered unorthodox religion by various religions, religious guidance systems, that is, a so-called social order based on man's opinion called the canon rule, or a committee of men who set their official standard for their fabricated religion. If they did mainstream by being well established by the many followers, or great status recognized by the so-called great religious social orders of the world, they are all considered unorthodox in this context. However, according to these conditions, all pagan religions has come to an existence in this manner outside of the heritage of Israel, as individual faiths of man made, that they may or may not become mainstream based on its popularity, status, or their origin, besides the Hebrew text. So now when you hear anyone distinguishing the Hebrews as a evil cult, looking down on our establishment, one should distinguish whether or not it is good or bad in the eyesight of Yah, God of Israel. If you seek the truth based on the law of Yah, found in the Hebrew text only, or the so-called Old Testament, the Holy Bible, because in view of the fact that Yah's chosen represent a small remnant of group of persons, which literally represents cult or gathering, sect, party or religion, group, etc. In this English context, because of the diverse definitions of this title or word to define its various applications that may or may not have evil intentions, depending on its cause and convictions. Now, however, the remnant of Israel should unite by devotion or allegiance to an informative or an intellectual revolution to understand the truth of Yah, God of Israel only. Oh yeah, because see, this is a righteous cause in the eyesight of Yah, to seek only Him in this non-pagan fashion, which is unquestionably according to the heritage of Israel only, not based on a great following or man's opinion. The mainstream religions of this world today receive their status of popularity indoctrinated from a group of social order fanatics. You heard? Accepted by the mainstream followers that created and initiated their pagan religions by man, with ill intentions to deceive and control their followers with deception. Oh yeah. Yah's truth is notably facts and free of deception and man-made traditions or philosophies that was fashioned by a group of deceivers. You heard? Now, the majority of the mainstream religions in this modern day and age base their foundation of belief on the Orthodox Hebrew law that was well established and written down by the hand of the God of Israel, literally, not man. This information in this study guide is based on Yah's unadulterated or untouched law, besides several incorrect translations or replaced words and missing books in the Hebrew text. You know how them Gentiles was doing it. Initiated by man, not Yah, God of Israel, because he wants you to know the truth. Now, because man's intentions is to give false understanding, intentionally to suppress the truth about the real children of Israel and Yah's most holy law. Although Yah's original message is not mainstream or popular with a great following, it's hidden away in secret societies, and they keep this information from the common public. Yah's truth and its immense status and origin is supported by fact based on Yah's holy law only. The everlasting God, creator of the universe, not mortal man, never that. Now welcome back to the revolution of knowledge, the balance of Yah's law. Now this next topic that I'll be speaking on is called the truth about us, slaves that were deceived to believe. The majority of the slaves that was taken to North America and abroad in slave ships are the original children of Israel, who were located in the Old Testament of the Bible. Now, the reason why the majority of God's chosen people don't realize their true heritage is because during slavery, it was capital punishment for slaves to read, write, or count. That's why a great majority of my people don't realize our true identity. However, the Bible clearly gives understanding concerning God's chosen and identifies them according to our condition here in North America and abroad. According to Deuteronomy 28:15 and 68, Yah clearly gives us an outline of how we should be treated by our enemies if we didn't obey his commandments in the Holy Land. That's why we were treated and considered inhuman here in America and around the world during slavery. According to these curses found in Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68, they are the signs of who we truly are as a people. Because no other nation has suffered under these curses and has been destroyed exactly the way the prophecy has been explained by Yah, God of Israel. During slavery, we were conditioned by our slave masters to worship their gods and not to accept our traditions and our heritage, but to learn their traditions in order to control our minds. This was repeatedly done until there was no remembrance of our heritage among our people. When we look around and we see each other and we see how our people are killing each other, imitating what our enemies has trained us to copy, you don't understand that these are the curses that are destroying our people, just like the prophecy of Yah predicted. That's why the condition of the descendants of slaves here in America and abroad has been extremely severe, devastating to our people, unlike any other nation on the face of the earth in the history of all mankind. Now, once you understand who you are as a people and who your God is, you can truly start to realize our position as the chosen people of God, the God of Israel, Yah. based only on his prophecy. In addition, start to look forward to his deliverance, just as Yah delivered our ancestors from Egypt and freed them from bondage. However, you first need a deep hunger for the truth of self and recognize that our enemies who would not treat us right would not teach us right, because that would constantly challenge his cause for superiority over us.